So over the course of my career, which started in Italy, but then saw me going to Amsterdam for a PhD and then to Switzerland to continue my postdoctoral studies and also a private experience in company as a research manager, my research has really shifted from the basic understanding of how cells produce energy, so studying metabolism, all the way to the whole body system level on how metabolism can actually impact healthy living and healthy aging. So when I first started, essentially I was really working on more basic research, so understanding really how cells produce energy. And then now, for instance, I decided to shift my research focus towards more translational research, so to really understand how metabolism can be applied in the clinical setups as well. So really the common thread between, I would say, my basic understanding of science and my translational science is really looking at metabolism not just as energy production in cells, but as a master regulator of healthy living and healthy longevity. And I think this is really now the current focus of my research. So yeah, my choice to move to Singapore for my research comes in a way from two perspectives. On one hand, the unique opportunity that Singapore offers in terms of the biomedical research environment and the fact that they are really pushing on promoting the healthy longevity research development, which is really unique to Singapore. And on the other hand, the opportunity for me to use my knowledge and my basic discoveries to go all the way to a translational science that could be also impactful for the public health. For instance, some of my research, which stems also from the work I did in Switzerland, focuses around natural bioactive or nutraceutical, so molecules that are part of our metabolism in our diet. For instance, things that are called vitamin B3 family molecules, such as NAD precursors, which are also currently already on the market across the world. And my research, for instance, is working in understanding more of the mechanisms related to how our body generates energy through these vitamins, for instance. And here in Singapore, there's a lot of interest in applying the knowledge around natural molecules directly into clinical trials, because being safe molecules, they can be more quickly brought to the public applications. And that's really one of the main focuses of Singapore. So accelerating basic research all the way to clinical applications. So that's, I would say, one of the main reasons for me to move to Singapore. And of course, also having worked in Europe only, coming to Singapore, which has in such a small territory this interesting complex of populations with different ethnic backgrounds, genetics, lifestyles and dietary patterns, integrating my understanding and my knowledge of how to study natural molecules in the context of applying it to healthy aging for this kind of populations. It's kind of a unique blend that really, I think it's going to be important to promote research all the way to healthy aging in humans. So Italy and Singapore are very different countries, very different ways to do things. But there's one very peculiar thing about them, is that both of them have achieved a very high life expectancy. And one common thing between them on how they achieve this is the word prevention. But the way they do it is very differently. In Italy, prevention, which leads to healthy longevity, is embedded in cultural tradition, lifestyle patterns, dietary habits, and so on. For instance, in Italy, its central theme is the diet, in particular the concept of Mediterranean diet, which we have exported worldwide, and it's been linked scientifically to benefits of healthy longevity, and how this is also embedded in our social structures, which also integrate, for instance, physical activities and social interactions. In Singapore, this is much more top-down with government-led initiatives that go all the way from the interaction between, the scientific institutions, medical institutions, and public health to really implement at the population level what we understand and what we know about the scientific concepts all the way to the public health and applications. So this just to say that there's not one way to achieve longevity. I mean, clearly these are two different examples, but what's very important is to connect the biology with the culture and with the public health policies, so to promote these healthy habits and healthy living across the population.